Exuma, heading to the boat. Been gone 3 weeks. We're back on the boat and it's time to assemble everything, put it where it goes. Everything is in good shape. We're trying to reinstall the heat exchanger, and this device here is what cools the engine, and it wasn't working correctly because I mixed two coolants and messed it up. We got the heat exchanger changed. We got the new fluid in it. We got everything done. We're ready to start the motor. We're crossing our fingers there's not leaks all over here because I'm not really a diesel mechanic. And now we've just left Emerald Bay, where the Sandals Resort is, and we are heading to Elizabeth Harbor, Great Exuma. So we're in Elizabeth Harbor. The boat is all lit up like a Christmas tree. We're heading over to Georgetown for dinner. We're making water, air conditioners on. It's a good night. 6:30 in the morning. The sun is up. It's nearly calm. And we're gonna go get our provisions at the grocery store in town. And then we're gonna pick up anchor and head for Rum Cay.
Shining on a Thursday, I thought about you then too. It don't matter when, don't matter why, every day and night, baby.
So in this scene here, I'm explaining to our viewers that we changed our mind from going to Rum Cay, which we had originally said we were going to do, because the weather was just too good. So we pressed on to Long Island. This was fortuitous, as you will see later.
Just walking down the sidewalk, you pull back your hair. I'm listening as you talk, just glad I'm there. It don't matter when, don't matter why, every day and night, baby, all the time. You're in my heart, you're on my mind, I don't even try. You are the one I love, yeah, you are the one I love.
Technology called AIS, which is an automatic identification system, and ships are required to carry it. So when we're in the ocean like we are today and there's no sight of land, when we're watching our GPS will show us when there's another ship. And if I click on that, you'll see the ship is called the Louisiana Trader and they're 5 miles away. So because I know their name, if I wanted to call them on the radio, I could. So that is the AIS. Other people have said, how do you spend so much time sitting on the bow? Well, the way we do that is that we've got an iPad connected to our Raymarine and the iPad up at the helm. So we can sit on the bow of the boat and see our speed, course, direction, and all our AIS targets. Okay, Lenny has just sighted pilot whales to our right, so we're going to take a detour. There he is. He's about 10 feet long, maybe 12.
So this is Bird Point Lighthouse off of Crooked Island. It's a famous lighthouse that marks the Crooked Island Passage. And look at the water radiant onto Pittsburgh Point on Crooked Island.
I don't know if the camera's going to work, but possibly the nicest anchorage we've ever been in, or at least one of the top 100. I don't know if you can see the color of the water, but it is clear, 12 feet deep, flat calm.
Summertime when the weather is hot, you can stretch right up and touch the sky. When the weather's fine, you got women on your mind. Have a drink, have a drive, go out and see what you can find. If a daddy's rich, take her out for a meal. If a daddy's poor, just do what you feel. Speed along the lane, you can turn or a turn of 25. When the sun goes down, you can make it good and live by.
Okay, when you drop anchor, you're supposed to go snorkel on the anchor, make sure it's dug in. So that's what we're going to do.
We do as we please when the weather's fine. We go fishing or go sailing in the sea. We're always happy, life's for living, yeah, that's our philosophy. Sing along with us, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, da-da-da-da-da, yeah, we're happy.
Crooked Island heading towards Planet K. And this morning we left at 6 and you've got the moon still up. That's the moon that was in full eclipse last night. And you've got the sun coming up on the other horizon right there. Okay, we arrived at Planet K in the southeastern Bahamas. There's only one more island to go before we hit Turks and Caicos. Look at this water. I hope this comes out. This is an uninhabited island, a mile long, about a mile and a half wide, in the middle of the Atlantic. Anyway, we're gonna go explore. Not sure about the anchorage, but we'll check. Okay. Sometimes shit happens, but here's what happened. We got to this beautiful island of Samana, but there's unusual north swells coming in. So we anchored near the beach, and within an hour, we had 3 to 4 foot swells coming up and lifting the boat up and down. And it would start tugging on the anchor. So we didn't want to wake up in the middle of the night on that beach because we're 100 miles from anywhere and there's no rescue. So we're picking up, and we're gonna head all the way to Mayaguana, which is the last island before Turks and Caicos. So it's a little disappointing because that place looks awesome, but it's more important that we make the right decision, do the right thing. So it's the conservative play. It's rough on the thorny path to the Caribbean. But because we get lucky, our weather turned out to be behind us. Usually you'd have 6 foot seas and 30 knots of wind on your nose right here. As you can see, we've got calm seas and 5 knots of wind behind us, which is the best for this kind of trip. And we're gonna make a nice lunch, grilled chicken salad. What you got going on here, babe?
I got a salad chopper thing. So you just put everything in and then you chop.
Wow.
Give it a chop on.
That is a luxury lunch. And this is the way we eat. So when Lenny says she doesn't cook, I want you to picture this. I think she cooks. This boat here is called the Atlantic Sun, and we just saw them on our AIS. whenever you get close to somebody, an alarm goes off. So the polite thing to do is to call them. So I called him and I let him know that we were tracking him and that we were going to slow down and he was going to pass in front of us. So we chatted for a few minutes. They're on their way to Tobago, which is the southernmost island in the Caribbean chain. And I told him where we were going. So anyway, etiquette on the high seas. Okay, once again, we are entering an unknown port too late at night.
What do we do?
The sun is about to go down, and because there was some big swells, we had to leave Planet K, which was our planned stop tonight, and so we couldn't do it. So we had to haul ass for the next island, which is Mayaguana. So here is our entrance. We're gonna catch this line here and move our way well inside this reef, and we're gonna try to anchor right over here in the sand in 13 feet of water. You've got 15 feet, so we're gonna go 60 feet of chain.
You want me to be facing that way?
Yep. So when she lets out the chain, I can see how many feet go out right here, and I can monitor to make sure we have enough chain out to properly secure the anchor. You want 5 times the depth of the water. That's good. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. We've got our red interior lights on. That way it doesn't mess up our night vision. And we're making our final push to Turks and Caicos. And just want to show you what my wife does at 3 in the morning when we're making a passage. She does laundry. It makes her happy. So now we're in the Turks and Caicos shipping channel, and I was taking a nap, and I told Lenny to be on the lookout for ships, and apparently as soon as I went to bed, that one popped up. And there's another one, and we got some big ocean swells coming in now from the north, from this low pressure system that is to the north of us. One of the things we make a lot of on the boat is trash, and you can't throw it overboard like the old days. But for now, that's where the trash goes, and it's separated from the living compartment so it can smell and what have you. We finally got some wind, so we're going to put up the main right now. We've got 15 knots out of the southwest right now, and we're coming into Turks and Caicos, 15 miles to go. After several days of motoring, we're able to sail into Turks and Caicos. Coming into Turks and Caicos right now, and I don't know if you can see, but there's about 5-foot swell behind us. Keep an eye on our deck. Look at that.
Oh my God, behind us!
Look at this breaker.
Come on behind us.
Okay, breaking wave overtaking us. I don't want to get left a little bit.
Not too far left, because that marker is right on the shoulder.
Well, that wasn't so bad. If you look behind, everything's breaking. It's just that one spot where it doesn't break. I can't believe we sailed our boat all the way through Caicos. Okay, now we spent a day doing boat maintenance in Turks and Caicos, changing oil, filters, everything you can do to the motors, etc. Had the boat clean. So we're going to go out and do some exploring on the island. So where do these cigars come from?
Cuba.
Oh, then we better get a bunch. So this here is rum and coke in a can, pre-mixed. And you know what it tastes like? It tastes like Cuba Libre.
Fucking hurricane.
And there's a hurricane.
But our neighbor.
We tried to go out and have dinner, but it was impossible because it's pouring down rain because it's a hurricane. Fortunately, we're tied up tight.
But it's hurricane.
We are still in Providenciales. This hurricane that popped up out of the blue that I mentioned before is now about 120 miles from us, and it's a major hurricane. It's Hurricane Joaquin, And if you look here at the National Hurricane Center, we are right here where my finger is, and these are all hurricane warnings right next to us. And if you see where the major hurricane mark is here, that's on the tip of Crooked Island, and that's where Lenny and I spent the night 4 nights ago. And then it's going to hit Long Island, where we spent the night 5 nights ago. So it's retracing the path that we took. So right now, it's about 100 nautical miles we are from the center, and it's moving. It's not moving very fast. So it's been kind of a shocker, and I'll show you a few things. First of all, everything's soaking wet. We had a leak over our master bedroom, so we had to take the mattress apart. We're gonna have to figure out what happened to that hatch and why it's leaking. So let's go out and check it out. Now, I've been through a lot of hurricanes, and so this is nothing new, but it's blowing like crazy. If you look at the wind speed there, it's blowing 30 knots consistent, and then it blows up to 35 to 40. Okay, Hurricane Joaquin, take 3. It's a little rough. So we just spent an hour redoing our dock lines because, as you can see, we had to put about 10 lines on the boat because we've got a 35 knot wind with gusting high coming at us. And as you can see, it's gusting pretty hard. Turn down the flags and some of the gear. It's gusting 42 knots now. And so that's about 48 miles an hour, and that's starting to take a toll. The waves are breaking outside the inlet. They're 13 feet today. You can't see it from here, but there's a wall of white water breaking out there just past those markers. There's a 36 knot gust, and it's hit as high as 42 so far, maybe higher when I wasn't looking. Look at that. Okay, we're getting 40 knot gusts now, and our place looks like it's been robbed. We've been battling the storm. Leaks, problems. There's a 92-foot motor yacht next to us, and all of his cushions blew off of his boat and landed in the harbor, so everybody was out there trying to scurry around and help get their cushions back. We've had to adjust the dock line several times, but it is just whipping right now. You know how they say turn around, don't drown? This might be one of those times. We're in a very small car, and we're driving through,
and I think it's underwater,
a hurricane, and
it could be underwater.
We've got half the car up on the sidewalk. Okay, we're going through culture shock right now. We're in Turks and Caicos, and we're emerging from the hurricane, and we're at what we would call a fresh market.
Yeah,
it is about the quality of a fresh market, which means we never have to go home. We could live here. So the storm is starting to subside, and we decided to take the dinghy out for a ride to explore the damage. This is either the best idea we've ever had or the worst idea. Storm dissipating, we're finally able to sit on the bow again. We've been fighting the storm for 3 days. Yeah, we've been working hard. She can't believe how cold the pool is, because it's been raining for 4 days. You are a clown.
That is cold.
She's sitting on the bar. I don't know if that's allowed, but the bartender said only for the ladies can they sit their ass on the bar. It's 6:30 a.m. in Providenciales, and as you can see, the wind is finally gone, and the sun is coming up over my shoulder, and today we will be gone. So we didn't get to dive, but we did get to fight a storm for 4 days. We've been here 5. So we will tie the boat up good and be ready for our next trip to Dominican Republic, that'll be leg 3.